Good evening, everyone. Thank you and welcome to CB5 General Board meeting. I am Alice Lohman. I am the chairwoman of Community Board 5. Up here is my executive board. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, and then we're going to start the meeting. But before I start the meeting, I want to give a welcome applause to Miss Vivian Bright. She is the mother of this community board. She's been on the board the longest. She has the most wisdom, and we're just so happy and pleased to have her with us. So, Miss Bright. Thank you. To my right, I'm going to have Mr. Feliciano state his name and position.
Miguel Feliciano, first vice chair.
Good evening, Gina Watson, recording secretary.
Good evening, Wilfredo Florentino, compliance officer for the executive committee of Community Board 5.
Charles Bullock, second vice chair.
Ro Johnson, Sergeant at Arms.
Good evening, everyone. Albert Scott, parliamentarian.
This consists of the community board's executive board members. We are missing Jessica Franco and also Angus Fisher, but that is the entire community board staff. So we're going to start the community voices, and what we do is listen to the community first so that we can hear their concerns and their issues, and then afterwards we go into board business. But just a little ground house rules that we ask when you come up that you speak 2 minutes, and you can look at the clock. When it turns to 1 minute, it's going to turn red. It's going to turn yellow, and then 30 seconds, it's going to turn red. So that's just to keep you on task so that we can keep this meeting moving along swiftly. I would like to also be able to give you the refreshments. I'm waiting for a few more to come so that you guys can have refreshments, because I appreciate the fact that you've come straight from work. So we would like to give you some food just to take the edge off, some drink, something to drink, soda, water. Total disclaimer, not drinks, soda, water. With that being said, we're going to start the community voices.
Good evening, everyone. As is customary, always we start with the community first. We want to hear your concerns. We have the board chairs here that would be able to address any problems that you have, and we also have the elected officials. As the chair mentioned, please keep it under 2 minutes max, and also the important thing is we ask you to stay so you can see what we are all about. Thank you.
The 2 minutes is for the general public. That does not go for the elected officials. I just want to make sure that you guys know the elected officials. We appreciate them for coming out. We appreciate them for sharing the information with us. So that does not go for the elected officials.
The first speaker is Hannah Anoshed. She's going to be talking on tax lien sale.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Hannah Anouche, and I work for the East New York Community Land Trust, and this is.
I'm Deborah, as you guys know, and I'm a member and co-founder of the East New York Community Land Trust.
Thanks. So as many of you already know, unfortunately, the mayor and the city council reauthorized the tax lien sale in 2024. The lien sale itself is going to be on May 20th. And so for those of you who don't know, the lien sale is a harmful policy first created by Mayor Giuliani, and it privatizes debt collection in New York City. So if you're a property owner and you owe more than $5,000 in property tax or water bill debt, the city sells your debt to a hedge fund-backed private trust that charges a 5% fee and goes after you for the money and can eventually foreclose. So if you make a mistake, or if there is a mistake, or there's extenuating circumstances, you're no longer dealing with the city, you're dealing with a faceless private investment vehicle, and there's no public accountability. So the East New York Community Land Trust and groups across the city are fighting to abolish this system altogether. But right now we're also working hard to get homeowners in East New York off of the lien sale before May 20th. And Council District 37 ranked #1 for the most properties on the lien sale in all of New York City, and Council District 42 ranked #3. So we've been really working hard to get everyone off of the lien sale list. We've knocked on 282 doors so far. Yeah. And we're really just getting started. We've got 1 month to go. We've really got to get more people off of the list. So we're asking that you come to our membership meeting on May 3rd. It's at 12 at the New Lots Public Library. Shout out to Leah. Thank you for letting us use the space. And so if come to learn more and get involved with the East New York Community Land Trust. And afterwards at 1:30, we're going to go door knocking. So we're really all about boots on the ground, supporting the community, but also fighting to end these harmful policies. And do you want to? No. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We should take advantage of that. As they mentioned, the sale is on the 20th, and you have up to the 19th to save your home if you're involved. And there's all kinds of programs that you could get involved. You could work out settlements. You could do all kinds of things. So let's take advantage of that before you lose your home. The next speaker is Pia Palomino from Cypress Hills Org.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pia Palomino. I'm a community organizer with Cypress Hills Local Development and with the East New York Coalition for Community Advancement. I'm here to encourage everyone in the community to join our monthly meetings where we advocate on housing and economic issues within East New York. So following up on what Hannah said, this means fighting for affordable housing and homeownership opportunities, fighting against major development corporations, looking to buy up cheap property and displace local residents right here in this community, and fighting for equal employment opportunities within this community. So our next housing justice meeting will be on Monday, May 19th at 6 p.m. It will be held at the community center at 276 Chestnut Street, and food and drinks will be provided. So I highly encourage you guys to attend and be a part of these important community discussions. I will also be going around with a sign-up sheet if you're interested in joining our mailing list and receiving information about our upcoming events, rallies, and future meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Leah Salem from Brooklyn Public Library.
Hi, my name is Leah Salem. I'm the branch manager of the New Lots Library, and I just wanted to highlight a couple of programs or workshops that we have coming up. So we will be hosting a workshop for minority or women business owners who want to become MWBE certified. The city spends up to $20 billion a year on goods and services. Getting certified will help you compete for government contract opportunities and access exclusive programs to help your small business grow. That's going to be taking place on Thursday, May 15th at 6 o'clock. We're also offering a 9-week creative aging program called Inspired Creations. Adults will explore acrylic painting, no experience necessary, all supplies will be supplied. It's going to be taking place on Fridays from 12 until 1:30. This Friday is actually our 3rd week, but there's still 6 more sessions. We're also going to be having 2 film screenings in May. The first one will be on Saturday, May 3rd from 12 to 1:30. It's free for all, the public library. And on Saturday, May 17th from 12 to 1:30, it's Matter of Mine, My Alzheimer's. I also have our monthly calendar in the back, which has more of our programs and activities, because we have a lot of things that go on at the New Lots Library. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Jay Frank, Community Outreach.
Good evening or good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jay Frank, and I'm here on behalf of J Field Consulting today to introduce you to our new community tool for increasing engagement and getting the word out around the community. So if you all would write down or pull out your phones, or just remember, I have a sheet in the back, jfieldllc.com. That's JAYFIELDLC.com/NYC. There is a now new and interactive page, and this platform provides real-time updates and up-to-date information on New York diverse neighborhoods and community issues. This page is updated daily and includes all development projects around Community Board 5 and other land use applications all throughout the New York City area with respect to the city of Yes. This has currently in it some tax lien sale data, including all addresses in both our districts and surrounding districts and throughout the entire New York City, and as well as information about the temporary task force that Councilman Nurse is currently on. Also on this website are some updated hearings and information about bills, also related to expanding the indoor basketball courts sponsored by Councilman Chris Banks, which I just saw walked in, updating New York City parking rules associated with some of the IBZs as well. I do intend to expand this project throughout New York City, but resources limited at this time. Most of the information is limited to information throughout Canarsie, East New York, Brownsville, and Cypress Hills. I'll have more information in the back, and the only thing I'm asking for is that you all continue to provide feedback and also share more information about what you would like to see so that we can make this a great tool for the community use and expand the outreach. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
Thank you. The next speaker is T.J. Belfield.
Good evening, everyone. So today I'm here to talk a little bit about ranked choice voting. It's something that's relatively new as of 2020. So I'm not sure if everyone is really familiar or remember from the last time when they voted, but ranked choice voting allows you to rank up to 5 candidates in order of preference. So you just get to pick one as your first choice, and you get to actually rank others below it. It's not just a one choice thing anymore, where if you choose person A, then that means you totally disregard person B. So this was created to just highlight the multiple voices in your community, not just one individual. As you all know, when the primaries go, depending on who wins, then the other candidates get dropped off. So this is just an opportunity for more of the constituents to hear different candidates. So some tips is that you can't hurt your first choice by ranking somebody second. So like I said, it's not just whoever you pick and that's it. And the only thing that you should, two other things you should realize is that you don't have to rank all 5. So if it's just somebody you don't want to talk about or touch on, you don't have to. And you can't rank the same candidate multiple times. So once you choose your first choice, that's it. So just wanted to provide some insight there. I think that this is a great initiative to encourage competition and friendly competition amongst the candidates and allow for the constituents to be more informed from different points of view. So just some information, some things to stay aware of, because again, it is an election year. So, the best thing to do is stay informed. Thank you all.
Thank you. The next speaker is Rosalinda Gutierrez from the Cypress Hills Local Development.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rosalinda Gutierrez. I'm the new Senior Program Director with Cypress Hills. I'm also a community resident. So happy to be here. Just want to touch on a few information that we have at our housing counseling services. We have HUD certified counselors that assist with dealing with the New York City property tax lien sale, home repair grants and loans, property tax exemptions, helping with property violation corrections, utility assistance, foreclosure prevention, deed theft, and estate planning. On top of that, we also have some educational workshops that we would like to promote. We're connecting with Citizens Bank, promoting the Financial Empowerment Series that is happening this May. We will have childcare and food provided. It'll be at our community center at 265 Chestnut Street. It's a series, we'll talk about money matters, shield your finances, home buyer seminar, and retirement ready. So these are very important services that we want to provide to you guys. So please have a flyer. I left the flyers in the back. And just reach out to us so we can assist you. And just to let you know, we provide our services in English, Spanish, Hindi, and Bengali. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Franklin Peterson.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Franklin Patterson, and I am the director of the Love Fellowship Tabernacle. Just would like to share some thoughts with you as it relates to an upcoming event that we're doing in August. So my bishop is Hezekiah Walker, and he sent his regards to the entire CB5 family. So now we are trying to do an event. Well, we're going to be doing an event in August 2nd at the Kelly Park. And I took this to the bishop and I asked him for the vision, and he said to me, just build it and he will come. So you guys do all the work in the community, and sometimes you never get recognized. So what we're going to do, we're going to recognize every one of you, all the organizations, our elected officials, to come on out on that day and just fellowship. It's going to be themed Praise in the Park. We're working with the Parks Department as I speak to get the permits necessary to conduct the event, and we ask that everyone come out. We also give our gratitude to the 75th Precinct for their support with the situation we had last year with the church, and we're going to be working with all the people in the community to make our church a much better space so everyone can come out and fellowship. So again, August 2nd, I'm waiting for the permits now to come in before I do save the date. So I should have that in May, okay? So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So my number is 347-558-2861. We're asking for donations if you can. We want to feed our seniors. We have a team called the Teen Ambassadors. They're going to be feeding all of our seniors and everybody that's going to be partaking in the event. All right, so I thank you so much for that.
Thank you. I just want to mention something, that any board member that speaks during the community voices is expressing their own opinion, not the opinion of the board. I just want you to keep that in mind. Thank you. The next speaker is David Chuchica. Did I pronounce that right?
Good evening, everybody. I'm David Chichuka, School Programs Director at NYC H2O. We do a lot of work up in Upper Highland Park, where the Ridgewood Reservoir is located, Brooklyn's original water source. And our whole goal is to bring students and, frankly, everybody from the community out into nature to have a joyful experience and learn how it protects our water. So to that end, we have a birdwatching event coming up on Mother's Day in English and in Spanish. My mom's actually going to come out. And if you can't make it on Mother's Day, it's also on the 25th. It is early. It's 8 a.m. But the early bird, what do they say about it? So if you want to come and check out some other birds that come by here, like this yellow warbler on the flyer, and just learn about all the different kinds of wildlife, and specifically birds, we'll have binoculars, and we'll do a nice little loop around the reservoir and talk about nature and hang out in the park. So thank you guys for your attention, and hope you enjoy the rest of the sunny days.
Thank you. The next speaker is Stephen Fiedler. Could you bring the microphone closer to you?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Politicians, churches, schools, advocates, anybody I can get a recommendation letter for getting the signage of the Class 1 wetlands, which we would present to parks. I already got about 8 letters from the Queens side. I'd like to see as much as I could get from anybody in the park sides. You can send it to CB5, Gary Diagano in Queens, and we'll put them all together. I'll take Portia, and we'll try to get the signage on the other side of the staircase going up to the reservoir from Vermont Place. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next speaker is Ronald King.
Greetings, family, greetings. Greetings from Omar. Omar is a new nonprofit organization here in Brooklyn and also in Oakland. And the purpose of this is to explore the roots of our struggles. Now, I come from Fort Greene. I grew up in Fort Greene projects. My family was pretty well known. I had 2 brothers in NBA, but we suffered. And in the field that I'm in today, I deal with a lot of people, man. I see the pain. I see the pain, I see the struggle. Like sometimes some of them come in and they put on that face, right? Like, we can't let nobody know. I'm all right. I want you to think I'm all right. But anyway, we here, man. It's about time. It's about time to look at the conditioning, right, the way I think, right, the lens I look through, right, and so we exploring the roots of our struggles and the conflict to bring about meaningful change in our lives. So we have some brothers and sisters from Oakland. We are a very diverse group. Some people with PhDs, people also like myself who just was out here running the streets, man. As a matter of fact, I heard a name, somebody said Hezekiah Walker. I remember Hezekiah Walker when he first came to Brooklyn. He sat on the bench with my mom's and his mother, right? And it's amazing how I'm standing up here today, and I want you to know, change, it's about change, and it's here. So this is going to be at the crib, and this is on May 20th, and it's the beginning of a new change, and we're just another part of the body. We all a body, and each part of the body is very, very important. So we come to bring what we have. So we here, we love y'all, and it's about opening minds and hearts, and becoming one heart as a community.
Thank you. Thank you. The next speaker is June Carrington.
You saw that, right? Okay. I'm not Michael Jackson. That was not me doing the moonwalk. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. June Carrington. I hail from up the block, Hope City Church on the corner of Pennsylvania and New Lots. I also serve as the executive director of our nonprofit Heads. And I'm here today just to share some good news. We here in, our area, as well as Brooklyn, have had one of the heightened rates of maternal death due to, maternal death. And so what our nonprofit as well as our church wanted to do was actually address this by doing community baby showers. And so we set out with partnerships. One of our partners is here, Councilmember Banks. We also have NYU. NYU, and some other really great partners in helping us to do this. And so we have a baby shower coming up May 3rd. It'll be at our Hope City Church. One of our members are actually giving out our cards. What I'm here to ask is for you to please, please, please share this with anyone who is pregnant and will be 28 to 36 weeks on May 3rd. When we say baby shower at Hope City Church, we mean a baby shower. There will be a DJ, there's maternity photo shoots, there's a masseuse there, mothers will be served. We are allowing the mothers to bring their children, so we have a kid zone there. We are here to love on our mothers, but more so to provide education on maternal health. And so please have them register, because registration ends this Friday. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Rev. Al from 75th Precinct Council.
I won't be before you long. 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes. I stand here as the Assistant Treasurer for the 75th Precinct and also the Clergy Liaison for the 75th Precinct. Tonight I'm just here to remind those who don't know or don't remember that we are having our second annual gala on May 1st. Thursday, May 1st is at Anton's. A star shines in East New York, but we're celebrating in Queens. Is that all right? So if you haven't purchased your tickets yet, we still have them. Please see me at the end of this meeting. I won't go into any more details because I don't think it's appropriate. All right? So if you're going to the gala, May 1st, Thursday, please see me at the end of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Tara Wells, Crescent Pine Child Care Center. Yes.
Check 1, 2. Apologies. Anyone who comes up and speaks, can you please make sure you hold the microphone like this in the middle and not grab the transmitter? It won't block all the sound.
Good evening.
My name is Tara Wells, and I'm the new director of the Crescent Pine Child Care Center, located at 872 Crescent Street in the lower level of the True Worship Church. Our child care center is for 3K and pre-K, but if you have a 2-year-old, we do have a location for your 2-year-old. Additionally, our children will receive teaching strategies, goals, creative curriculum as set by the Department of Education. We are offering extended days, year-round classes for the 3 and 4-year-olds and the 2-year-olds. Your child will receive sessions in yoga and also music lessons. And of course, arts and crafts, and we will be giving breakfast, lunch, and a snack throughout the day. And if you're interested and are looking for a child care center, look no further. We are also, we have a nurturing environment. We do not yell at children. And we are all about building self-esteem in our children. And I have a flyer in the back with detailed instructions of what you need to do to register. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
The next speaker is Sin Rue Lee from Independent Budget Office.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sinray. I'm the Community Engagement Specialist at the New York City Independent Budget Office. Can I get a quick show of hands? Who's familiar with the NYC Independent Budget Office? We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we just spoke. So not very many, but we are a city agency, and that's why I'm here to explain who we are. We are a city agency, but we are independent in the sense that we do not report to any elected officials. Our function is to provide data-driven insights into city government policy, programs, and the budget for the community. We answer questions from council members. We do reports that come in from community members, nonprofits, universities, etc. Sorry, 1 second. So, how we do that is we publish reports in alignment with financial plans. So if you guys are familiar with how the budget is created, there was just the preliminary budget published in January. We did an independent analysis of that. The executive budget is coming out soon, supposedly May 1st, and then we will also do an independent analysis of that. Outside of the budget, we also do reports on housing, environment, infrastructure. We do reports on education. We have policy experts in contact with all the city agencies. So if you have a question or a cause you're advocating for and you want to learn more, you want more budget data, we can help you with that. So I have some flyers in the back with my details and our website. You should follow NYCIBO, and you'll hear about all the reports that we publish. Importantly, coming up, we have a Budget 101 workshop geared towards community board members. So if you want to learn more about how to read budget documents, you should definitely attend. The dates aren't set yet, but again, follow NYCIBO, or you can email me. My phone number, etc., is on the flyer. Yeah, and I hope to see you guys there. Thank you.
Thank you. Our last speaker is our own Albert Scott.
Good evening, everyone. Why financial justice legislation? A question that's always been asked. Community, did you know East New York's average media income is $46,600? East New York, did you know that 57% of tenants in East New York are either rent or severely rent burdened, meaning that they're spending either 30% or over 50% of their take-home pay in rent? East New York, did you know that they now seem to have a new subcategory in the shelter system known as a employment shelter? These questions that are asked, that police officers are in, nurses aid, Uber drivers, cooks, ambulance workers, and then they have to ask, why financial justice legislation? Well, I'm here to say this. On the city level, save the date, on June 3rd, based on the hard work of community residents like yourself, a plethora of financial justice legislation has made the hearing. It's known as the Community Land Act. And I have to give a big shout out to our council members, Sandy Nurse, who is a lead sponsor on some of these bills. Have to give a shout out to Councilmember Banks as well, recognizing the importance of true financial justice legislation to address some of these issues. On the state side, I definitely would like to have to point out this as well, that end the toxic home flipping. I just simply have to give gratitude to New York State Senator Julia Salazar and New York State Assemblywoman Latrice Walker that demonstrate the fortitude and strength for fighting for financial justice legislation for East New York residents. In closing, I want to wish everyone a happy financial literacy month. Enjoy.
Thank you, Al.
That concludes the community voices. We have 2 of our city council people in attendance. So I'm going to call up City Councilwoman Sandy Nurse, followed by City Councilman Chris Banks.
Good evening, everyone. Is this on? Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. First of all, I just want to say how lovely it is to have music here and a timer. It's just very leveled up. It's really, really great, and thanks for doing that for the community board. 3 things. 1, we had the Highland Park Community Safety meeting. It was an internal meeting with agencies and elected officials, so we met with the 104th, the 75th, Parks Enforcement. Jessica was there from Senator Salazar's office, Nydia's office, the Congresswoman. Many of us came together to just get ready for the summer. So we've been assured by all the agencies that they are going to be stepping up. They've got extra resources. We talked about the car wash, the mobile car washes, the alcohol vending, late night basketball activity and activity back in the back basketball areas and on the service road. So we're going to hold them accountable, but just wanted to report back since that was an internal meeting. The second thing, the tax lien sale. Yes, the 37th is hit really, really hard. Really, really hard. We had an event at Arlington Library and only 4 people came out to get help. Which is, people got things going on, but this is really important. You worked hard for your house, or somebody in your family worked hard for that house, you need to keep it. And so you need to, if you see the flyer that's at your door because somebody went to your door and left it, if you see an email, if you see an event, you gotta go. And I do realize that a lot of people are walking with a lot of shame about being behind on property taxes. Forget about that. It's more important to keep your asset than to walk with shame on your chest. It really, anybody could fall behind. You could be injured, you could have a debt, like so many things could happen that are out of your control that has nothing to do with you and has everything to do with the way this whole system is. So please seek help. We have another event on the 6th at Washington Irving Library. I know we also have a bunch of volunteers coming out from the YMCA or the YWCA. We're gonna have like 30 people that wanna come out and door knock. And so if you have time and energy, if you could help, let people know, help join a door knocking event, that would be really, really appreciated. We also have a tax lien sale task force, which is 6 months now in. By law, we have to give recommendations. We have a public hearing, initial recommendations. We have a public hearing April 30th at 10 a.m. It's a virtual or in-person thing. You can testify virtually, you could submit written testimony, or you could come in person to respond to the recommendations that we're putting out. We have a whole other 6 months for the tax lien task force. That will be at 250 Broadway on the 14th floor. As you know, the tax lien sale is going to be for 4 years. So for 4 years, it's been reauthorized. So we need people to give recommendations and take advantage of the benefits that were put into this last reauthorization process. You should have received more mailings, more notifications. There was money, millions of dollars, $2 million put towards community organizations that are now able to do that door-to-door outreach. Take advantage of that. There's a easy exit option, so you can do 3 times to defer your payment plan. If you are a senior with a certain income eligibility, you get removed from that. So there's so many ways to get off that list and to not have your lien sold, but you gotta take advantage of what's in front of you. So please make sure to reach out to our office or to the CLT or any other organization. Lastly, important, ULERPs for Broadway Junction are very much coming down the pipeline. So I would really like to connect with the executive board to kind of check in and see where you all are on this, because it's gonna come very quickly this spring, and I wanna make sure we're in lockstep. So I just wanted to put that out there. And again, I hope you all are paying attention to ranked choice voting. You have 5 slots. I will not be voting for our current mayor. I will not be voting for Andrew Cuomo. So I hope that you all take the time and really pay attention. The reason we weren't able to abolish the tax lien sale is because our current mayor refused to participate in the negotiation around that. Don't forget who made us fight for library funding and to fight for public education funding. It wasn't just Eric Adams. Andrew Cuomo also did that stuff at the state level. So don't forget. I know we got a lot going on and it's hard to remember, but please remember, we have options, and utilize it and learn about who these folks are. Okay, I'll stop now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Don't forget. So true. Good night, everyone, and to the executive board, thank you for doing an amazing job tonight. First of all, let me just start off by saying we had a passing of, I don't know if you remember, Teresa Hunt, who used to be the deputy district manager for Community Board 5. She passed away. For those folks who were back on the board back in the day, we just want to keep their family in prayer as well. Just want to give you an update as to what we've been doing in the city council and why, again, it's so important to stay involved in the community. When I had ran, I had said I made a commitment that I was going to introduce legislation and be a legislator. And we've been able to, recently, we introduced Intro 1231. And this is a straightforward bill. This bill would require tax preparers to provide customers with itemized statements of their charges, including charges for state and federal tax returns, software fees, filing fees, related to refund anticipation loans, checks. Tax preparers would be required to provide the statement of charges in both physical and electronic form. And that was something that came to us through a constituent that was complaining about some issues she was having with her tax preparer. So we jumped on that and introduced that bill in the last city council, so we're hoping to get a vote on that once it's heard through committee. And we also introduced Intro 1232. And this is another straightforward bill. This bill is aiming to have HRA work more efficiently. This bill will now give notification to both owners and tenants on their one-shot deal status, the form of payment, and when the payment is expected to be deposited. And that came from a couple of NYCHA residents who were basically facing eviction. And we didn't know that every time we reached out to HRA, they kept saying that the payment was being processed, But in the meantime, NYCHA evicted the tenant and put that tenant out her apartment. And for the sake of me, we said, well, where's the, why is it taking so long for the check to get to the management office? They sent it in the mail. So this bill is also, it's going to remedy that, and it's going to force them to, they'll have to basically wire the money to the management company when we're dealing with an eviction. So we're hoping to get that bill passed. It was introduced, and hopefully it will be heard through the General Welfare Committee, and we'll get that bill passed so it can support residents of NYCHA and all tenants who are going through eviction, who have gotten their one-shot deal and need to make sure they maintain their housing. Also, too, we want to make sure, guys, that we want to thank all of the community leaders and community-based organizations who came out for the Food Bazaar walkthrough. As you probably heard, there is a Food Bazaar that is coming to the community on Linden, right there where the old movie theater is. And this is something that's been going on for quite some time. There's been talks about that particular movie theater. So a Food Bazaar is coming. And we were able to negotiate and work out where we're going to be getting 200 union jobs that are going to be coming to the community. And we want to thank all of the organizations. We had close to 40 organizations who came out and represented that day. We want to thank the community board who also played a role in negotiating that. And we will be organizing a job fair. And not only that, but also too, we'll have the opportunity to have some local food vendors in the and also in the grocery market. So we're looking at Brooklyn Blend. We're having conversations with him, and we're going to be looking at some other vendors to take advantage of that opportunity. And as I had said during that particular walkthrough, we are in talks to make sure that those trucks that are in that lot, I made it clear to Ed that I want them gone. So we need to make sure, guys, that we get those trucks out, and we want to thank the community board for their advocacy on that, on the host of other folks who reached out about that. Now, I also want to remind members to the board members and to the public, for homeowners, please, if you own a home or you know anyone who owns a home, they must take action ASAP. May 19th. To rectify any liens on their property, please reach out to my office. We're also doing a couple of events. My office is partnering with the Department of Finance, Public Library, to host a series of events to make sure people can come and get their answers needed. We have flyers in the back as to when those activities will be taking place. Also, too, I want to let you know, guys, that we have been paying attention to the issue surrounding the overnight truck parking pilot program. And I've had conversations with the chair. I've reached out to, I've had some conversations with some of the local elected officials. We want to plan a town hall meeting with the community board, with the local elected officials, to talk about this particular pilot program. And I'll be honest with you, I'm transparent and I don't need to lie to anyone, but this is a pilot program. When it came before my desk, I said it's something I think that will benefit the community, because we've been getting a plethora of calls from local residents about illegal trucks parking on residential blocks. And we said it makes sense that if they created an area within local IBZ, which is an area that is built for that type of infrastructure, to have those trucks. It's a pilot program, but I think we need to vet a little more. We have some more questions that I think that needs to be asked and answered, because one of the other things is that there are local truckers that shouldn't have to leave their community to park their truck. And if it's locally, they shouldn't have to go all the way out to JFK to park their truck. They can do it right there back in the IBZ, right off of Flatlands Avenue, and they can go home to their family. But we want to make sure, guys, that we are making sure that local folks are benefiting from those particular parking spaces for those trucks. So that's something that we have committed to continue to have ongoing conversation and we just want to make sure, guys, that you're abreast as to what's going on there. We are also having conversation, and we've been working hard with the Loring Association, HOA, to deal with the issues that they're having back there. And we will be having the Commissioner of Buildings that's going to be doing a tour of the district to address some of the issues that we've been having with some of the building issues. I know we had a conversation with Deborah about the what's going on with Jewel Street. We're supposed to be doing a tour. I know there's been a request to partner with Councilmember Areola. We're going to try to get her involved in that. But guys, we are working day in and day out to represent the 42nd Council District. And I just want to let you know, guys, we are going to fight. And the last thing, don't forget, guys, I know folks are forgetting about our governor and some of the actions he took during COVID. And for someone who was on the front lines that exposed the governor's administration when we had dead bodies right there in Ashford, you remember that nursing home, we did the first press conference to expose how they were taking care or disposing of dead bodies, our family members in the nursing home. And it was a direct result of the directions or the directives that came from our governor that caused that situation. So we want folks not to forget as to those decisions that were made during COVID and why it's important, guys, to stay active, to stay involved, and to stay in the front line. So again, guys, any issues or concerns, you feel free to reach out to my office, 718-649-9495. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Council Member. Thank you, Councilman Banks. But for the record, I would like to speak on the tractor trailer parking. I just want, for the record, the community to know that DOT once again disrespected us. They never came before the community board. They implemented something without having any talks to the community board. There's so many people back there at Erskine, Flatlands, Fairfield, those new Nehemiah homes that have issues with parking back there. We can't get DOT to change the signs back there, but they can implement parking for tractor trailers. I want you to know I'm going on record. The community board is against it. We're looking out for the community. The community has come to our office for years complaining about that IBZ zone back there. So for the record, complete transparency, you'll hear a little bit more when our co-chair from transportation speak, but I just want to say publicly, DOT disrespected Community Board 5, did not come to the community board, didn't get input from the community board, and they implemented this, not today, February. This is a pilot program that's supposed to be a pilot program, but the pilot program is a year. That's not a pilot program. This is what we're doing. We hope you forget about it, and we're going to continue on in other areas. So for the record, I want everybody to know CB5 is against it, and we will speak more to DOT about it. I'm writing a letter to let the commissioner, Keith Bray, and Mr. O'Donis know we're not with it. Stop disrespecting this community. We're oversaturated with the bike lanes. We got the city bikes. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm always quiet. I'm passive, but people are taking my kindness for a weakness. They're taking my kindness for a weakness. As the leader of this community board, no. We say no to DOT. We say no to the commissioner. Thank you. Getting back to the elected officials, I am so sorry. I'm passionate about my community. I'm passionate about how they treat us, and they have to stop disrespecting us. We vote them in. We vote them in. So we have Pierre getting from Eric Adams' office, the mayor's office, and then we have Rapesh from the District Attorney's Office following. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me? All right. Chair, I'll definitely pass the message along. And yes, you could be passionate about your community, and you have the right to be passionate about your community. So I'll definitely be passing this message along to the higher ups and the leadership, so that you can know how you feel about this, how the community feels about this. One quick thing I wanted to bring up to everyone is that as of right now, I want to flag that there's a potential for wildfire smoke from New Jersey to drift into New York City. If you're not aware, New Jersey is having a wildfire right now where thousands of acres have already been burned in Ocean County. And so some of that smoke might come over on this side. It won't be I don't think it will be as bad as what happened with Canada not too long ago. But during that time, it was about 30 million acres. This is much less. But I just wanted to let you know, emergency management is probably already sending out notification. But I just wanted to let you guys know as well. A few quick things I wanted to talk about. The mayor announced, the mayor had announced his Get Sheds Down initiative, 2003, which during that time, there was about 400 miles across the city of sheds, different structures up in front of businesses. And this was causing businesses as well to lose money and at the same time to, other issues. So the mayor signed some bills into law recently to sort of bring a lot of this shedding out of the city, to give back the facade of the city, and as well as also to take some of these things down, because it also costs to maintain some of these things. So he's passed some laws to deal with that, and also to make sure that property managers and property owners are actually dealing with it as well. Another thing that I wanted to announce as well too, that the mayor made an announcement that he's investing $167 million in long-term commitment to fund critical early childhood education. This is going to be focusing on pre-K and as well as 3K. Mayor Bill de Blasio came out when he made the announcement. As you know, Mayor de Blasio was a big proponent of pushing pre-K forward. So he's going to be funding a lot as it pertains to education, to educate our children in the city. In addition to that, too, he's also doing other things concerning education, where he's actually going to be funding and starting the New York City Reads program, and as well as pushing more funding into the New York City SAWS program to put it in more middle schools, so to teach our kids how to read better and also to how to do math better. If our kids are educated, the more that they're educated, the better that they could do in our society, and the more our society will end up being. So I just wanted to announce these few things. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Rapesh from the District Attorney's Office.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rapesh Ramjad. I am the Director of Strategic Initiatives at the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. I bring greetings on behalf of District Attorney Eric Gonzalez to you all. Just a couple of quick announcements I really want to touch on this evening. We have been receiving an increasing number of calls from our older adult community regarding SNAP benefits. And we have been following those cases. I've known a number of folks have had their benefits wiped out of their cards. The DA's office is following that, and I encourage you all, if you know someone in the community or a family member, to please call our action center and file those complaints with us as well at 718-250-2340. Again, that number is 718-250-2340, and I implore you all to please call. We are working with the AG's office on this, and we're trying to restore those benefits as quickly as possible in working with HRA. Earlier this month, DA Gonzalez hosted a gun buyback at the Cornerstone Baptist Church, and I'm happy to report to you all we have successfully collected and taken off of our street 196 guns, all from Brooklyn. And I must note that those guns that were turned in are not from retired law enforcement. They're not from Suffolk County or Nassau County. They're all from Brooklyn. And we're very proud of the success of that. And my final announcement, I do want to announce the 2025 Youth Summit this year. The theme is The Path to Adulthood for Our Future Leaders, which will take place Thursday, June 5th at City Tech College. We do give a stipend to the attendees and participants. If you know someone that are in high school, and this date used to be Brooklyn Queens Day, which is now called Chancellor Day. So we're trying to do something to get our young people active. Part of the Youth Summit is a two-tier program, which we gather young people together, we listen to their concerns, and then we have breakout sessions. With closing, I want to leave you all with my contact information. That is 718-250-4706. Thank you and have a safe evening.
Thank you, Rupesh. I just want to say that everyone can go and get some food while we continue business. You can have some refreshments. I also want to state that Food Bazaar is definitely a community partner. They dropped off sandwiches, they dropped off some dessert, and they dropped off a fruit platter. That is the movie theater, the old movie theater. Food Bazaar is going to be there. They came to be a part of the community. So I need everybody to enjoy. We have some sandwiches. We also have some hot food as well. We have pasta, meatballs, salad, which the chair made sure that you had. So I would like for everybody to eat while we conduct business, just so that, you know, we can take the edge off. We're going to continue business, but I just wanted to let you know that you can go and get something to eat. We have next, for the electeds, we have David Burgos, followed by Kim Gill. Give them a hand.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is David. I'm a community organizer with the Office of the Brooklyn Borough President, Antonio Reynoso. 2 quick acknowledgments. Happy Passover and Happy Easter. Now, I can't emphasize enough.
David, can you hold on 1 second? While you're getting your food, if we can be mindful that we still are having a meeting and move in an orderly and quiet fashion so that we are respectful to the speakers that are coming up. Thank you.
Thank you. I can't emphasize enough, and the Borough President can't emphasize enough, tax lien is an important issue. We know it's a legal, I'm gonna talk a little bit about tax lien. A tax lien is a legal claim placed on your property by the city due to unpaid property taxes, water and sewer charges, and other property-related charges. When you are included in the lien sale, the City of New York sells your debt to an authorized buyer. This does not mean that your property has been sold, but if you do not resolve the issue, the lien sale can be the first step towards foreclosure. There are several options for avoiding the lien sale. First one, your council members spoke about the events they're having, about the initiatives they have. Touch base with your elected officials. Your council members on the local level are doing a great job advocating for against the tax lien sale. And we also have some resources in the back that they brought and we brought, so you can have enough of tax lien sale. So if you look at this pamphlet, there is 5 steps in the back that you can take to save your property. The other portion of that is if you are not at risk of being on the tax lien sale, maybe your neighbor is. Go to your neighbor on your right, go to the neighbor on your left, go to your neighbor across the street. Let them know, leave a flyer, leave a note, make sure everybody is aware that they have to fix these by May 19th because the tax lien sale is on May 20th. With that, I'm gonna go on to another project that our office is doing. We have graduation awards. BP Reynoso has released his 2025 pre-K to 12th grade graduation award nomination applications. School administrators at Brooklyn-based public, private, or charter schools can nominate their students for graduation awards from the Brooklyn Borough President. The deadline is May 29th at 5 p.m. I left flyers in the back. We are also having, we're planning for Brooklyn's Climate Future. On Monday, April 29, BP Reynoso is hosting a day of panels at Brooklyn Borough Hall on the future of Brooklyn's climate resiliency from 9:15 to 5:30 p.m. And lastly, we're going to have a homeowner stability clinic. I left a flyer in the back. We're going to have free legal resources that are going to help with ownership status and title claims or disputes, property taxes, water, sewer arrears, and or lien sale, another resource for lien sale, eligibility for property tax exemptions, mortgage status, and home ownership state planning review. We had state planning at our office yesterday. If you missed it, this is another opportunity as a homeowner. And again, if this does not apply to you, make sure your neighbors know, make sure your family knows, because May 20th is approaching. With that, I'm going to thank you, I'm going to thank the board, and have a good night.
Thank you. Kim Gill, I ask that you speak only 2 minutes for the next few speakers, because we have a presentation and we have to vote on 2 items. Kim Gills, and then it's going to be Jessica Franco, and then Miss Renee Trotman from Miss Latrice Walker's office.
Thank you, Chairman Lohman. Chairwoman Lohman, thank you for having us. I'm Kim Gill. I'm a constituent liaison with the Office of Assemblywoman Nikki Lucas. Firstly, thank you all for coming out. We know that you had to work today, but you chose to be here, and we really appreciate it. And secondly, the Assemblywoman couldn't make it this evening because she had to be called to business. We're still working on passing the state budget, and that is a priority. We want to make sure that everyone in New York City gets the money they need for the services they need.
Can we please try to be a little bit more respectful? I know people are getting their food, and I know that the meeting is long, but there's conversations not just in the food line. Please.
Thank you. I hope there's food left. But secondly, thank you for everyone who came out to the hat pageant. It was very successful. There were hundreds of people there, and we were amazed by the turnout. We do apologize that we ran out of food, and we do appreciate the feedback just to make sure that the next event is just as successful. We do appreciate everyone that came out. And we have our we have our food drive we're going to have on May 5th in our office, 425 New Lots Avenue. Our food pantry is something we've been doing for the past 2 months. It's been a great turnout. If you know anyone that is experiencing food insecurity, please send them to our office on May 5th. It starts at 11 a.m. and make sure they take advantage of these resources. And we appreciate everyone that comes and reach out to our office. We're always there to assist. Visit us at 425 New Lots. Thank you.
Thank you. Jessica Franco, then Renee Trotman, and then we'll finish with Jonathan Benicott.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Very quickly, May 7th is literally around the corner. That is the deadline for everyone to get their real ID if they plan to travel. So make sure you make your appointment over with DMV. First and foremost, thank you CB5 for supporting the resolution in favor of passing the basement legalization bill. That's S2507, and on the Assembly, A597.
I'm going to ask that you take your conversations outside, because if you're eating, you shouldn't be talking. We cannot hear what's going on up here. I would just appreciate that. This is just a token of our appreciation, but if we can't do this in an orderly fashion, then maybe we won't have any food.
in all seriousness, right, the reality is that every topic, better yet, the main topic of today's discussion has been related to housing. Yes? Yes. The reality is that we're facing a housing crisis. And we must get involved. We must activate. I love the fact that the attendance is strong here, but we need to take that to the streets. There is no reason why East New York was excluded from the CB5 basement legalization program. Why? Because this was where the pilot program first started. So we should all be upset and in full support of making sure that this bill passes for the year 2025. There is no reason why homeowners in East New York are excluded from participating into this program. We need to create more housing and we need more affordable housing now. We have a bill on the state Senate level. It's the End Toxic Home Flipping Act. And every single month, you've heard me speak about this bill. Why? This bill goes to address the toxic home flipping that is going on here in our communities. Why is this an issue? Well, even if you don't sell your home, every time that a property is flipped in your block, it forces property value to go up. And when property value goes up, property taxes go up. And when we cannot afford to pay our property taxes, what happens? We go on a tax lien sale. We lose our homes. It's all interconnected. They're coming after our homes, they're coming after our stability, and we need to fight back. Another quick too is the cease and desist zone. Again, thank you CB5 for fully coming on board. We need to make sure that homeowners who are in the current zone register to the no solicitation list. Albert Scott will be in the back collecting forms, and if you are, the forms look like this, and if you're not in the current zone but want to be included, make sure you fill out this form. From now on, you will consistently see our flyers. We want to make sure that every single homeowner in East New York is included in this zone, that when November 1st happens, when that date comes, the state of New York declares the zone for all of East New York so that we can be free of harassment. Thank you very much. Jessica Franco, it's our pleasure.
Thank you, Jessica. I'm going to ask that Mr. Scott have those flyers in the back because we still got board business. So it would be interrupting this meeting if we're collecting flyers and collecting information while the meeting is going on. Respectfully. Ms. Troutman.
Good evening, Renee from the office of Assemblywoman Latrice Walker. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but 2 weeks from today, May 7th, she just announced it. The Real ID, if you do not have your Real ID, you will not be able to fly domestically. I have a QR code in the back to make a DMV appointment. If you need help, you can come see me after the meeting. On May 17th, we are having a Youth Empowerment Summit and Service. May 17th, Saturday, Brown versus the Board of Education anniversary. We're having a Youth Empowerment Summit and Services Showcase. If you are a youth organization and would like to participate, there's flyers in the back, or I can give you my information. And lastly, the Your Health Matters series has been going on all month because it's Minority Health Month. Tomorrow is going to be breast cancer and prostate health. Guys, please go get checked, women as well, but unfortunately, a lot of times by the time black men get checked for prostate cancer, they're already stage 4. So please stay up on your health. And we're going to end the month with STD awareness. So yes, join us on next week, Tuesday, for that. And if you're not talking to your kids about STD health, somebody else is. Right now, the rates are on the rise of HIV, many other STDs. And 48% of black women have herpes. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I really need y'all to be paying attention and protecting yourself with that, all right? Thanks.
Last but not least, Jonathan Benacourt.
Good evening, good evening. I know we're running very short on time, but there's a lot going on in DC. Hold it up? Oh, okay, sorry. Been doing it for almost 2 years. I don't know how to hold a mic, y'all. It's crazy. But yeah, so a lot has been going on in Washington. I don't have to tell you, but I just want to give you some brief updates from the Congresswoman's office. So let me start off with what has happened the most recent. The administration has announced that student loan borrowers who have not submitted payments to their loans in the last 270 days will have their wages garnished starting May 5th. Over 42 million Americans have student loans. Almost $1.7 trillion is owed in student loans. And they're going to begin garnishing wages because folks can't make payments. You couple this with the news that was released earlier this month that the Trump administration is closing 5 regional Head Start offices, one of them being here in New York. So our Head Start providers here in East New York, here in Cypress Hills, in Bushwick, in Williamsburg, in parts of Queens, they have no one to directly contact to get their funds. We're already hearing from Head Start providers that they're going to have to start reducing class sizes. They're going to have to start laying off educators, paraprofessionals, or closing the site altogether. So the Congresswoman led 33 of her colleagues in a letter to the administration raising these concerns and asking them to overturn these closures and demanding answers as to why the abrupt closures of these 5 offices. But it is also being reported that Trump is intending to eradicate Head Start funding altogether in this new budget. So if I'm pretty sure there's Head Start, there's products of the Head Start program in this room right here, right now. And it benefits the low income and the middle class, and that's exactly who they're attacking. Not only our children, but they're attacking our Social Security recipients. Many of them, I assume, are in this room. Last week, the Congresswoman held a press conference outside of the Social Security office in Bushwick, and she stood with our neighbors, advocates, nonprofit organizations to tell President Trump and President Musk to keep their hands off of Social Security. 83,000 people in our district have Social Security, over $117 million in Social Security monthly benefits. But this is your money. You work for it. You work your whole life for Social Security, and now they want to change it. They want to take it away, and they want to gut 50% of the Social Security Administration staff. They've already gotten rid of 7,000 people from the SSA. It wasn't a perfect, agency before. You couldn't get anyone on the line. So imagine now, 50% less. All of this, they're also proposing $880 billion in cuts to Medicaid, $230 billion in cuts to SNAP and food assistance programs. It's a recipe for disaster. And all of this for what? For a $5 trillion tax cut. Not for you and me, but for the ultra rich. President Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, these corporations that pay 0% in taxes, they need more tax breaks? I'll wrap it up, I'm sorry. I'm going too far, sorry y'all. But if you need assistance with a federal agency, please call our office at 718-599-3658. I want to thank Madam Chairwoman, the board, and yeah, I'll be in the back if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going real quick. Regular board business. I'm calling this meeting to order. We need to do a roll call. Oh, Miss Stormarm, I'm so sorry. My apologies. I'm so sorry. I send greetings to Senator Roxanne Prasad, but please, I never want to disrespect you like that. Come up. I'm so sorry. I apologize. It's only because we got a presentation and 2 votes. I'm so sorry.
Good evening, everyone. Apology accepted. With just a few announcements that we want to let you all know. As you know, that Senator Prasad is currently in Albany working on the state budget. And just a few announcements that we want to let you that on this Saturday, April 26th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. we will be at Canarsie Park for our annual Easter egg hunt, as well as on May 3rd We have our annual Mother's Day event, which will be held from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., which will be held at our district office. Our district office is 1222 East 96th Street. If you have any questions, please note that registration is required. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact our office at 718-649-7653. Our email address is prasad@nysenate.gov. And if you are not following Senator Prasad, as we know that Senator Prasad is always on the go, you definitely want to follow her on social media via X, via Facebook, and via Instagram. Thank you.
And also send my regards to Senator Prasad. Tell her thank you very much for inviting the community board for the upcoming meeting and for keeping us in the loop. Thank you very much. Regular board business, we'd like to call the meeting to order. District Manager, Ms. Perkins, if you could do the roll call. Thank you very much.
Greetings, everyone. How's everybody feeling? Hi, Ms. Bright. My name is Melinda Perkins. I'm the district manager for Brooklyn Community Board 5. Welcome to the April meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair. Board members will go through the roll call at this time. Please acknowledge your presence. Board Member Deborah Ack. Thank you. Alfred Adams. Thank you. Amiria Allen. Nydia Bonifant, excuse me. Thank you, Ms. Bonifant. Ms. Vivian Bright. Good evening, Ms. Bright. Alton Brown. Thank you, brother. Charles Bullock.
Present.
Thank you. Arisa Cameron. Natasha Cherry Perez. Shakima Clemente. Juan Colon. How are you? Thank you. Rachel Ellison. Thank you. Miguel Feliciano. Thank you, Mr. Feliciano. Angus Fisher. Wilfredo Florentino. Congratulations. Thank you. Jessica Franco. Thank you. Odessa Finn. Ora Goodwin. Thank you. Andrea Granville. Thank you, Ms. Granville. Thomas Haynes. Thank you, Brother Thomas. Suzanne Jacobs. Thank you. Grace Jones Roberts. Thank you, Ms. Jones. Sorry, Mr. Johnson. Ro Johnson. Thank you. Jangir Kabir. Deron Linson. Chairwoman Lohman.
Present.
Thank you. Crystal Matthews. Thank you, Ms. Matthews. Andretta Mitchell. Thank you. Kelly Pierre. Thank you. Evelyn Hughes, excuse. Alberto Ramos. Thank you, Mr. Ramos. Vincent Riggins. Thank you. Jimmy Rivera. Boris Santos. Abdul Sattar. Albert Scott. Thank you. Joyce, pardon me. Isaiah Thomas. Thank you. Dr. Sheila Tomlin. Brother Paul Muhammad. Luz Torres. Monique Wallace. Thank you, Ms. Wallace. Gina Watson. Thank you. Tanina Wilkerson. Thank you, Ms. Wilkerson. Hazel Worley. Thank you, Ms. Worley. And Adam Zaman. Thank you, Adam. Chair, we have quorum at 30.
Thank you. Thank you all for being present so that we can move these agenda items along. We have a small presentation from the Parks Department. Oh, my apology. The Parks Department, are they still here? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to agenda the approval. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda for April 23rd, 2025. Thank you. I'll entertain a motion of the approval of the minutes for March 26, 2025. Mr. Ramos and Mr. Feliciano. Okay, we have the Department of Parks and Recreation speaking about prefabricated public restrooms at Gateway at Vandalia Avenue between Ashford and Schroeder's. Can you come before us now? Thank you.
So, hello everybody. Thank you for having me tonight. My name is Jim Morris. I'm the Deputy Chief of Staff from Brooklyn Parks Operations. So you may recall last month I was here to talk about Gateway Estates Park. We are interested in building a prefabricated bathroom building, public restroom building. I'm here again to speak about that public restroom building. I was notified that no presentation is needed. I really don't want to take much of your time today, but it's just really I'm here to pursue a vote from the board so we can move forward with the design phase of this project. I'm here to answer any questions that you have on the building. It's pretty straightforward. I do have a copy of the presentation. I don't have as much of a setup that I did last month with the screen and all that stuff, but I'm here to answer questions if everybody has it. There's a couple of copies of the presentation in the back if people are interested. You may have, I see a couple of copies and floating around there. So I'm here to answer questions if people have them. If anybody has them, please. It's a pretty cool building. Yeah, am I free to take questions? Yeah, sir? Please, does you need a microphone? Yes, sir. Sure. Yes, it will. So, it will. So part of the beauty of this, say that again? It will be tied in the city sewer. So when the park was built, it's like 2 years ago, it was built with a sewer connection already. So we're just basically having a prefabricated building that's going to be put into a pre-existing sewer connection. So it's going to be just connected to the sewer. So it will be, to answer your question, it will be connected to the sewer. What's that? So it's going to be bid out, just like any other capital project. So it's going to be bid out. So during the process, during the what's called the procurement process, it's going to be bid out through like any other capital project. So it would be bid through the union system, correct? Yeah. So if you know people that are interested in the city system, they should bid for this project.
Mr.
Morris.
Wiggins.
Oh, sorry.
And Ms. Goodwin. This came out of your committee, right? So I would like for you guys to come up and speak on it. But before you do that, we did approve the motion. We made a motion and approved the minutes of the agenda, but I did not say all in favor of the two items that we approved. So all in favor of the agenda and then the minutes.
Anybody opposed?
Anybody opposed? Thank you. I just
okay.
want to make sure that we do things correct and by the books. And that's why I want to congratulate Mr. Florentino. Where did he go? Mr. Florentino.
Mr. Florentino.
We want to introduce Mr. Florentino as part of our executive board now. He's going to be the Chief Compliance Officer, along with Ms. Ro Johnson, who is our Sergeant at Arms. So if you hear this, it will be Ms. Ro Johnson, the Sergeant at Arms. And when I do things incorrectly or forget or bypass something, that gentleman to my right is going to ring me in. So I just want you to know that these two people are a part of the executive board. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just trying to improve upon the board to get things right, to make sure that we do things in order so that there's no problem when anything comes from Community Board 5.
That's right. Mr. Emilio Lopez. Good evening, family. I was watching and listening intently, and nobody connected us as family. Matter of fact, nobody connected us as one community. So hopefully we'll fix that. That's something got nothing to do with the Parks Committee, but I do want to report out of committee for the Park Sanitation and Environmental, specifically about this park project. As you know, if you've been in the community for a while, they were building parks without restrooms in it, which was totally ridiculous and anti-community. I was watching parents that had a job rush home, take their kids, they rush home, the kids want to go outside to the park. Parents busy, they got to cook, because a lot of them are single. So they wind up, they sacrifice some things, take the kids to the park. They get to the park 15, 20 minutes later, the child said they need to use the bathroom. So immediately, what type of response that the parent's gonna have? Yeah, if you go to the bathroom, I ain't gonna bring you, right? So I watched this. That's dysfunctional, and it was creating that mindset in our babies at a young age. But the city said they can't put in bathrooms because they cost $5 million. I want that, just think about that for a minute, right? Because you're talking about land use and houses, right? What type of house can you buy for $5 million? And we slept on that and we let them use that as an excuse, and we didn't dictate and make sure that they changed that rhetoric and that language, because that was a bunch of nonsense. You could go to Westchester County, get a mansion for $5 million. So this gentleman here, he represented a program, him and Emilio Lopez. I know you know Emilio Lopez, right? That's our awesome District 5 in Brownsville, everything, district manager, he's been doing a great job. So this prefabricated public restrooms is something that we definitely was in favor of because it solved that immediate issue. The prefabrication is going to be connected to the sewer lines, and it's going to be graffiti-proof. So once they install it, it would be easier to maintain. I'm excited about it because now they should be able to incorporate that in some of the parks that do not have bathrooms. And if you know some parks like that and you're having that challenge, make sure you let us know. But the committee is in favor of this prefabrication program. I think it's going to cost $1.5 million. 1.5 million, right, to do that, but for 10, 15, 20 years, they were telling us it cost $5 million. So I don't know who to blame, but I think we need to be more diligent about our elected officials and who they are and what they're telling us, because that is totally ridiculous. You can't build a community like that, right? In a challenging community, even when East New York was the murder capital of the world, the parents can get no relief for their kids in the public spaces, in the parks, and that was egregious. Mr. Lopez, you'd like to say something, please? All right, so, Madam Chair.
Yes.
The report is that the committee voted unanimously to approve this project. Thank you very much, family.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, baby.
So the committee voted unanimously to approve this project. I think we can do a consensus vote. So all in favor of approving the committee's recommendation for the bathrooms, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Okay, so the next voting item we have is the committee's recommendation on land use. Board member Isaiah Thomas and Julia Neal. could you please come forward? The consensus vote. The consensus vote that we did. Okay. Right. The land use. We have Mr. Isaiah Thomas and we have Ms. Julia Neal to speak on the land use recommendation for 2700 Atlantic Avenue.
Good evening, family. Like I said, my name is Isaiah Thomas.
Julia Neal.
So in our land use committee, we're looking for action item fresh certification program for the 2700 Atlantic Avenue. This is the former Maxwell site. So the committee was informed that the owner is seeking to install a fresh market in this location. They created a additional 15 feet when they built the building, so they already completed the additional. You're supposed to do the application, then do the building, but they did it, expecting that they were gonna get this. Ms. Palagna explained that the units were constructed prior to the fresh application and that the property owner had always wanted to put a supermarket in the location, justifying the construction. The committee recalled that he had appeared before the board in June to present the fresh application with the vendor, Chestnuts Market, a kosher fair. Then now the fresh market in the location does not have kosher. We think that it would actually benefit the community if we had include some kosher and halal foods, since we have a big Islamic population. Also, because they're gonna have this supermarket, they're gonna build 10 additional units. Well, they already did, or they have the floors for it. And two out of the 10 will be at a 60% AMI. The committee did not like that. We think that a mere 2 units at 60% isn't fair. We would like the entire 10 units to be at the 60% or below. Because like people said, 40% of AMI is East New York's levels. And so in light of that, the committee voted unanimously with 9 in favor not to support the fresh application as presented. Members did say, however, they will be willing to support the certification if the application would have all 10 extra units generated, legalized from the application and then be affordable at 6% AMI instead of 2. So all 10 instead of just 2. Additionally, the committee recommended that the applicant work with CB5 members to select a vendor that would accommodate the needs as it is now, noting that kosher and halal market would just do that. The committee hopes that the full committee board in this recommendation and not to support the application as presented.
Does she have something? Does Julie want to make?
Any questions?
Julia, do you have any comments that you want to make on top of that?
Is the applicant here?
Is the applicant here?
Is the applicant even willing to make all 10 units?
We can't hear her. Give her the mic.
Is the applicant here?
Okay, so there are 2 parts to the vote. The committee voted initially not to support the application as presented at all. And so after that, noting that the applicant was not in the room, it did say that these are the conditions under which we would support it if the applicant was here today to be able to agree. Those 2 conditions are all 10 created units that were not created within the scope of the initial project should be available at 60% of the AMI. The second is that the applicant needs to work with the community board to select the purveyor of goods for that market to align with the needs of the community now. At no point in time did anyone say that this board does not need a fresh market. If anyone is unfamiliar with a fresh market, it's very different from a standard supermarket. It has to have a certain number of square footage designated to purely fresh food, so that it'll be your meat market in one place, your fish place in one place, fresh baked goods in one place. Even if you want like a store-bought meal, that's a little bit healthier. All of that is in one place. So we do need that here, but at the same time, we need something that will meet the needs of the community. The last thing we need is another like fresh market like at 50 Penn, where every single potato is green and half of your vegetables are non-existent and you're looking at vacant space. So this is a community where about 25% of the population is actually Muslim, and they do require a halal diet. Kosher and halal are very closely intertwined. And so back in June, when they said it's not gonna be a fresh market under the Chestnut brand, that was actually kind of a slap in the face, because that's actually something that could have been beneficial to this community. So those are the two conditions. If the applicant is not here to be able to agree upon those two conditions, then the full board, the recommendation on the table is not to support the application as presented, knowing that A, it's not going to be kosher, and B, only 2 of those 10 units that were created outside of the initial envelope of that building project are going to be affordable.
So the committee's recommendation is not to accept and not to approve. With that being said, can I do a consensual vote for that as well? All in favor of us not approving, say aye. Aye. Any abstentions? Any noes? So we will let them know that we did not approve this project. Thank you very much, land use. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, Ms. Lohman, there was also an update from Totem. Did you want me to read that or no?
Okay, is there any other committee reports? Thank you, thank you, thank you for land use.
So we also had Totem come before us, so there's an update from them as well.
Say that again?
We had Totem for Broadway Junction come before us.
Oh, update.
So, yeah, so we had Totem come before us. Totem.
Can we get your attention for a minute, please?
So we had Totem come before us. They're a developer that's working to do the Broadway Junction project, and they had a couple updates. So they convinced DCP to remove the demapping of Herkimer Street, which is vital community concern. Instead of, they added pedestrian improvements. They're working to reduce the building heights. The applicant settled for R10 zoning, which is C64, which is one of the highest densities in the city. Much of Midtown, Lower Manhattan, and other major avenues in Manhattan, as well as downtown Brooklyn and Long Island, are mapped R10 zoning. The floor area ratio, or FAR, is 10.0 to 12.0. If inclusionary housing is added, that's affordable housing. They enabled creation of about 25K of public assembly open space, increased the number of affordable housing units, but remarkably, the board demand for home ownership opportunities had been eliminated. Adjusted retail space layouts to accommodate more existing neighborhood scale tenants instead of big box tenants. They preserve space for institution for higher learning or job training. They're in talks with trying to bring City College. Several questions were raised by the committee, yet again. Totem said that they would return with an update at a future time. And one more thing, there's a preliminary discussion with New York City Parks Department. They're looking to they have about 30 million, not just for East New York, but throughout the city, to find privatized land that they can acquire for parks. So, yeah, that's the update. My name's Isaiah.
And Julia Neal.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much for land use. Mr. Wilfredo Florentino for Parks and Transportation. Did I say? You said Parks and Transportation. I said Parks and Transportation. I'm tired. Mr. Florentino on Transportation and TLC.
Good evening. My name is Wilfredo Florentino. I am the co-chair of the Transportation and TLC meeting. For clarity, we just wanted to come up very briefly to talk about the pilot program that was mentioned earlier this evening. So as background, on March the 20th, 2025, the New York City DOT announced the launch of a one-year pilot program introducing, quote, metered pay-by-app overnight parking for commercial trucks. Again, metered pay-by-app overnight parking for commercial trucks. In 3 industrial business zones across the city, Flatlands Fairfield here in Brooklyn, Hunts Point in the Bronx, and Maspeth in Queens. The initiative aimed to, 1, provide approximately 45 legal overnight parking spaces for tractor trailers, reduce illegal truck parking in residential areas, offer truck drivers safe, convenient parking during federally mandated rest stops, improve street safety, reduce congestion, and enhance livability in residential neighborhoods. And truckers can pay for parking using the Park NYC app in 8-hour increments at $10 each, Monday through Saturday. Notably missing in that description is community input. I'm going to say that again. Lacking in that description as provided to us by the Department of Transportation is community input. Now, despite targeting the Flatlands Fairfield IBZ located here in Community Board 5, the program launched without community engagement. Community engagement with the board or the Transportation and TLC Committee. The DOT's press release omits any mention of local community board consultation or public input. Again, the Department of Transportation's press release announcing this program makes no mention of community input or whether they even attempted to make any community input. And this raises concerns about lack of local oversight, transparency, and alignment with community needs. Now, given the direct impact this program is going to have on traffic, environmental quality, and the residents of that community where this program is being piloted, our community board should have been engaged, and it undermines the principles of equitable urban planning and community-informed decision-making. Community-informed decision-making. Not decision-making from the city to us, but decision-making where we are informing the city on what our needs are. Now I'm going to take this last piece from the letter that Chairwoman Lohman is sending to Commissioner Keith Bray. Quote, moreover, the implementation of this pilot program from DOT has been prioritized over transportation needs that have been longstanding in the Gateway Spring Creek section of the district, i.e. permanent signage for traffic controls, the conversion of Egan Street from a 2-way into a 1-way, assigned spaces for residential parking in specific areas within the newly developed area. And so we are just sharing that information with y'all so that everyone is made aware of the community board's position on this program. I will defer the rest of my time to my co-chair, Juan Colon, for anything else that he would like to add.
Thank you so much. Like my fellow co-chair mentioned, my name is Juan Colon with the Transportation Committee, and when we were all speaking this past Monday at our monthly meeting and was talking with Chairwoman Lohman, all of us in the room were just so upset, but again, not surprised that the DOT yet again just flat out ignored and just continues to do what they want to do. And I just want to just take this time to make this call to action to please continue to attend our meetings. Our meeting is the 3rd Monday of the month because we need, the more information that we get directly from you all, the more empowered we are to speak on behalf of the community. So we need those pictures, we need those statements, and let's continue to fight against these folks who continue to roll over our community or try to roll over our community, you know. So I just wanted to state that, and I appreciate, as always, the chairwoman for constantly attending our meetings and raising these issues that are happening throughout our district.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there any other committee reports? Economic development? Do you have a report to give? You want to speak on anything? No? Okay. Is there any other board members? Okay, do you have a voting item? Okay. Public safety, you could come up. The voting item is not on the agenda, so I did not know that you had a voting item because it's not on the agenda.
I understand.
Okay, so I do see the committee recommendation. I have a folder full of paper.
Yeah,
So thank you very much for bringing it to our attention, the voting item. So you can speak on your voting item so that we can vote on it and I can get everyone out.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Grace Jones Roberts of the Public Safety and Quality of Life Committee.
My name is Alberto Ramos. I'm also a co-chair of Public Safety and Quality of Life Committee.
And you have your co-chair, Nydia Bonifant. She's in the back. She's helping out. She's in attendance as well.
We have a committee voted on Brooklyn Blend Corporation. It is a renewal application for the sale of wine. The committee unanimously agreed to support their application. We only ask that they amend and correct their application to correctly report their hours of sale and their hours of operation. And that was the only recommendation during our vote. But it was unanimously voted yes for the renewal application for wine for only one establishment, which is Brooklyn Blend Corporation, 601 Livonia Avenue.
So the committee's recommendation is to vote yes?
Yes.
Coming out of committee, they vote yes.
Unanimously.
Unanimously. I will entertain a motion to accept the committee's recommendation unanimously to approve the application for Brooklyn Blend. I'm going to do a consensual vote. All in favor says aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Additionally, I just want to also say that we'd appreciate if the community members and the community board members come out to support our meetings because your input is very well needed and necessary because these establishments, they get their liquor license, we need to hold them accountable. They are getting our money, but they're not always doing the right thing for the community. Thank you. This establishment does. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. In your folders is my little report of the things that I've done and the places that I've gone from the last meeting till now. With that being said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. The motion was seconded by Reverend Adams. No old business. The motion was made by Reverend Al, and it was seconded by Deborah Axe. I would say good night, everybody. Thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the food. There's so much going on, but thank you.
Junction.